Hi, how's it going?
Very good, thanks.
Okay, let me just sort of check. I keep getting bombarded by bugs. What's going on? Yeah. Oh, right, that's it.
That's the worst Gloucester has to offer.
Yeah, oh, that's the thing. I should be thankful. You shouldn't have. We're good. Right, okay, what's your name, chap?
My name's Gary.
Nice to meet you.
First of all, thanks for doing this. I don't know why other politicians don't come out and talk to people.
It's really good fun.
Yeah, well, it's good that you can see that you can have fun with it and actually just be a real person talking to people. But I have a specific issue I want to see if you have a comment on. It's a fairly niche one, but it should be of general interest. Sorry. So I don't know if you've considered home educating your children yourself or come across the idea much, but I wonder if you've got any thoughts on it as it concerns how the government should deal with it and how it fits into broader education policy.
I am actually not someone who is learned on the subject, I have to admit.
Not many people are. I was home educated myself and absolutely want to home educate my own children because I can do a better job of it than most teachers. But in current law, and it's very English, parents have the legal duty to provide their children with suitable education. And that is frequently, in most cases, delegated to the state who provides schooling. This is in contrast to a bunch of European countries where home education is illegal.
Isn't it illegal in Germany?
It is illegal in Germany. There's a possible link to Nazi policy there. It's also illegal in France, and I don't know exactly where that's come from. But in England, it's your responsibility to educate your children, and it's your choice if you hand that over to the state. Now, the last few governments, Labour has been words about this, but it's across the board. I think it's coming from the bureaucracy and it's coming from the local councils as well.
All right, hang on. If you want to have a chat, hey, mate, hang on. If you want to, listen. If you want to have a chat, we can have a chat. Nothing to get angry about. Oh, I didn't realize home education was such a contentious issue.
Well, it is for a lot of bureaucrats.
I don't think he's a bureaucrat. Anyway,
yeah. But the last few governments have been quite keen on regulating it. At the moment, it's fairly hands-off, but increasingly we're getting a problem where the state education system is failing people and illegally off-rolling them. I'm sure you've heard about this practice. It's affecting special educational needs students to an excessive degree. So suddenly it's become a policy challenge how to deal with home education. The state is saying, basically, okay, we can't educate your child in schools. Off you go. Deal with it. And then, knock, knock. Are you doing a good job of educating your children? Are you sure you're not abusing them? Let me come into your house so I can assess their work. I wonder if you are prepared as a liberal, basically, to say that an Englishman's home should be his castle.
Well, of course.
Even if he's educating his children there.
Well, I mean, I agree that an Englishman's home should be his castle, but I agree that he should be able to home educate his children. There probably should be some oversight in some way. I don't know what it necessarily is. It could be like, every 6 months there's some sort of report that you have to write as a parent to let people know what's happened or something like that. I'm not an expert on this. This is not something I have any particular knowledge of. But I'm sure there could be some kind of reasonable compromise.
Yeah, I don't disagree in principle that there should be some minimal oversight. At the moment, it's a case where local authorities can make informal inquiries, and there's some argument both ways that that's too excessive or not excessive enough. But basically, I don't want us to be in a situation where we're setting a precedent of saying the state gets to say if you're doing it right, because for one thing, that's bad in and of itself, and beyond that, it sets a precedent where, well, what about children under school age? What about your own children outside of school hours? Are you parenting right? How sure are you you're parenting right? And then who gets to decide? Is it the state? Do we trust them that much?
Well, that's the thing, because the alternative is that we say the state isn't responsible for this and can't be responsible for judging this, but then you have cases where there's actual demonstrable harm, and we've noted the state's ability to actually intervene there. I think it's eternally, like with the other chapter of the culture war, I think it's going to be one of those eternal things that we're never going to have a solid answer on, and we're always going to have to push back and forth depending on how the wind's blowing.
Yeah, it's a matter of constant calibration, but I would just argue for treating it like any other crime, whether we're talking about child abuse or failing to educate your children, like any other crime, innocent until proven guilty, and the burden of proof is on the accuser.
Of course,
Always.
Of course. I mean, there's no other just way of doing it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.